Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tastefully Balanced. I'm Miriam, and for the last summer recipe, I am actually going to be taking a recipe from one of my favorite food bloggers, and it's from her new cookbook. So I'm making a lemon blueberry buttermilk sheet pancake. It is from the Skinnytaste new meal prep cookbook, and I wanted to share with you because summertime reminds me of just blueberry picking, and this was a perfect recipe for just that. So if you guys love blueberries, if you love Skinnytaste and love this bonus episode, please subscribe and keep watching. All right, welcome back. So here is the new Skinnytaste meal prep book. You can see I've got lots of post-it notes with recipes that I plan to make, but today we're going to be making this blueberry lemon pancake, which could not be easier because it's made in a sheet pan and you don't have to sit there and flip a bunch of pancakes, which I absolutely love. So I am using this baking tray with a Silpat mat just to make it super easy cleanup, and I just love these mats because nothing sticks to them. So I start off with my dry ingredients: 2 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of just granulated white sugar, and then I'm going to add some baking powder and baking soda. So 2 teaspoons of baking powder and then a teaspoon of baking soda. So just these are my dry ingredients, very simple, and then of course some salt to bring out the flavors. And then you just kind of mix it all up, make sure all those powders and the salt is mixed in with the flour, and you kind of set that aside because that is all your dry ingredients. And now you get a clean bowl to work on your wet ingredients. And for the wet ingredients, I started off with some melted butter. I made sure that the butter wasn't piping hot so that when I add in eggs later, it's not going to scramble it. So I let it cool down a little bit. And then buttermilk. Of course, these are buttermilk pancakes, nice and fluffy is why it is nice and fluffy. So added about 2 cups of buttermilk. And then I add in my eggs. Now I just cracked it right into the bowl, but if you're afraid of shells, I would suggest just cracking them into a separate bowl first and then putting them into your big bowl. And then I'm gonna add in some lemon zest from an entire lemon. This is what gives it that beautiful, bright lemon flavor. And I found that it wasn't overpowering at all, even though my lemon was a little bit bigger and it had a lot of zest and juice, I still felt like it was the perfect amount of blueberry and lemon ratio. And then just take that same lemon and juice it right into your big bowl. And it's just such bright summer flavors that I just had to share this with you. Even though it's not my recipe, I still just wanted to share it with you because it's such a fun summer recipe and I love breakfast items in general, so I had to share. And then I added in some vanilla extract, just a couple tablespoons, but you really can't add too much vanilla extract, so I never worry if I get a little extra in my mix. And that's really it. You give this all a good mix. Make sure that the eggs are very well mixed into the liquid and that all of your buttermilk is really just this nice golden color. That's when you know just everything is very nicely mixed. But that's really it for the wet ingredients. And in the book, it does mention that you should mix in your wet ingredients into the flour, but I just wanted to keep my flour bowl kind of clean, and so I didn't want to make it too messy. And so I just added in my flour mixture, my dry mixture, into the wet mixture bowl. So, and then gave it a good mix, not trying to mix it too much, just to the point where I don't see any more dry flour or any of the mixture left. And then you are ready to add in your blueberries, washed and rinsed, everything. And then you just add it directly into the bowl and you just do a lightly fold so that you're not mixing anymore, but you're just kind of getting all those blueberries well incorporated into your mixture. And really, that is it. That is your batter. I honestly could have just made a bunch of pancakes with this because that batter looks so good. But why? Why not just make it much, much easier on yourself by adding it just to a sheet and letting the oven do its job? So before all this, I did preheat my oven to 425 degrees and just make sure that was ready to go when my mixture was done. So poured it into my baking sheet with that Silpat mat, and then just kind of made sure all of the corners, all of the edges had all of the batter and that everything was kind of in a even layer. I didn't feel like this stuck to the side that much, and even if it did, I just took a knife and ran it all through the sides and everything just came out really nicely. So nothing really stuck, and because of that Silpat mat, things just came off right away. So now I'm just tapping it so that I'm releasing any air bubbles, just making sure it's nice and flat, and now it's ready for the oven. 15 minutes. Turn it around halfway through, and this is what you have. It's beautiful and just so delicious, and it has your house smelling so good. So then I just cut it into little rectangles. I was able to make 16 rectangles out of this, and I had it throughout the week for meal prep because I can just store it in the fridge for the entire week for 5 days, and then anytime I wanted it, I'd just pop it in the microwave. We actually don't have a microwave, so we just ate it cold, and it was still really, really good. And so you can see it just comes right off because of that Silpat mat. So I just added a little bit of coconut whipped cream on top and some maple syrup, and that was it. That was breakfast, and it was absolutely delicious. I wish I knew about this recipe back when I did my blueberry picking because I could have made this a lot out of all of the blueberries that I had, but this was amazing. And if you haven't checked out the cookbook yet, I highly recommend it because it's got this recipe and so much more that are just so easy to make and that are perfect for meal prepping. So that's it. That is the lemon blueberry buttermilk sheet pan pancakes from the Skinnytaste meal prep book. All right, there you guys go. That is Skinnytaste lemon blueberry buttermilk sheet pancake. Cannot take credit for this one. This is all from Skinnytaste and for her new meal prep book, which you should definitely check out on Amazon. I'll have a link in the description box below. Totally not sponsored by this video. I just love Skinnytaste, and I really wanted to share a recipe so that if you're interested, you can grab her new cookbook and try out different recipes from there. So if you guys love trying out new cookbooks, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, live life tastefully balanced.